First base from UC Irvine, number 30, Andre Antone. Behind the plate from UNLV, number 25, Aaron Magani. On the mound from Biola University, number 33, Devin Sartorius.
Number 13, Nico.
On a hot day in Orange County, we welcome you into the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. This is Jordan Brenner on play-by-play. I'm joined alongside my broadcasting partner, Zach Engbert, for the Oaks and Orange County Riptide for some noon midweek baseball. The left-handed pitcher, Devin Sartorius, gets the start for the Tide, and Nico Lima swings and fouls that one back to the screen. It's 0-1 to the Oaks leadoff hitter, the left fielder. Antonio Cruz out of Biola University Pitching for the hometown OC Riptide, wearing their all whites with orange lettering across the chest and their blue and white caps. The 0-1 set on the pitch. Ripped to short. Backhand diving stop. Over to first. The throw is not in time from the shortstop Carson Matthews. And Nico Lima leads this game off with a base hit to shortstop. Zach, the Oaks got cranked yesterday. A tough loss after winning the previous day. Early wake up today, a chance to put yesterday's defeat behind them quickly.
Yeah, and it's a game against an OC Riptide team that has already clinched a playoff spot, so they're not really playing for anything today. The Oaks have a chance to end this season on a hot streak, and it starts today.
Here's Tyler Odekirk, takes one up and in. It bounces off of Bigiani's glove, the catcher, and Lima takes second. Orange County Riptide second in the CCL in terms of record. 19-15-1 overall with an 18-12 nod in the CCL. They are second behind the Foresters and 5 back of them. Sartorius sets and offers. The pitch is bunted down the third base side, but foul. And the count is now 1-1 to Tyler Odekirk. After Odekirk will be Jacob Castro, the first baseman, followed by Ryan Yamashiro at DH. Raul Sandoval hitting fifth, playing center field. Ramon Gomez sixth at second. Will Pickett's at shortstop seventh. Zach Kamenko, the catcher, hitting eighth. And Trent McKinney rounds out the order in right field. 1-1 Lima. Inching off of second. Sartorius checks that way. Now back to the plate. His pitch is bunted right back to the pitcher. Lima has to hold that second. Throw over to first base. Odekirk's out at first. And an unproductive first out of the frame, first out of the ball game.
Now number 24, Jacob Castro.
And now it's Jacob Castro, the first baseman. For Devin Sartorius, he's been a workhorse this summer. 35 1/3 innings pitched. That's a team high. His ERA sits just above 4 at 4.08. He's been a pretty good strikeout pitcher, though not dominant. His first pitch to Castro is low. It's 1-0 to the left-handed first baseman out of UC Irvine. Sartorius, a strike thrower, 332. His strike total entering today compared to only 183 balls. Behind 1-0 here and delivers that fastball low below the zone. It's now 2-0 to Jacob Castro. We're at Orange County Great Park Stadium. Oaks and Tide. Matchups between these two teams have been good. Not great, though. The Oaks are 2-4 against the second place team in the CCL. Lima off the second, caught looking. And the pickoff attempt to Carson Matthews covering is in time. Nico Lima beamed off second, and there's 2 outs here in the first. For Jacob Castro, the hitter, who's now up with 2 outs and nobody on. It's been a successful summer. It's been in the lineup nearly every day. The average has tailed off a bit in the previous weeks. He's hitting .237. Swings and lines to the left side, dribbles through the hole and into left field for a single. A 2-out knock. The Oaks have their second hit of the game. Throw gets away from the shortstop Matthews, and it'll be recovered by Andre Antone. And in the process, Castro takes second, and the Oaks have a runner in scoring position now.
Ryan Yamashiro.
So a base hit and an advancement on the error. Ryan Yamashiro will look to drive in Jacob Castro from second.
It's been tough, Lima, with the base running error. The Oaks have seen a lot of those the last couple games early in the games. Lima had one yesterday, caught stealing in the first. If he doesn't get picked off, that's possibly a run on the base hit by Jacob Castro. Regardless, they still have a runner in scoring position.
Ryan Yamashiro's been a hitting machine this summer. He's hitting .290. First pitch to the righty out of Kalaloo is taken on the inner half for a strike. Pretty empty stadium and a hot day. Not too much cover here in Orange County.
Definitely no cover over us.
A single deck ballpark, the lower level, and then the press box above. 0-1 with 2 outs. Yamashiro takes in the dirt. It's 1-1. Oaks, they're going with Noah Matera today. The lefty out of University of Las Vegas, UNLV.
Nevada, Las Vegas.
Nevada, Las Vegas. That's right.
Can't forget the N.
It's a quietly very good program over there. Division 1, 1-1. Yamashiro jammed on this one. Popped up to the right side in foul territory. Andre Antone makes the catch and retires the side. And the Oaks, they get 2 hits, but they do nothing with it. No runs, 2 hits, an error, and a runner left. We're through a half inning. It's 0-0 between the Tide and the Oaks. Bottom 1, Michael Peabody, Trey Lipscomb, Dylan Rock. When we come back, Noah Matera takes the hill on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Talented outfielder Michael Peabody, who plays center field, leads off against the lefty who's going to be going to UNLV, Noah Matera. For Noah Matera, he hasn't been a starter this summer. He only has 1 start so far, and in 15 innings, he has thrown to a 4.8 ERA. First pitch into the lefty is high. It's 1-0 from Noah Matera.
Have a little Mountain West rivalry. Noah Matera, UNLV, Jacob Flores, SDSU, Nico Lima went to San Jose State. Like to see my Mountain West boys repping.
Set at the belt for Matera, kicks and offers. The pitch is swung on and missed. It's 1-1 now. Coach Solis's Conejo Oaks wearing their Road Navy blues with white lettering, cursive lettering across the chest of the uniform. Gray road pants. And as always, the navy blue caps. A deep breath, the 1-1. Thrown to the screen. It's now 2-1 from Matera. Noah Matera's been a good strikeout pitcher. He has 12 and 15 innings. Where he struggled, as a lot of young pitchers do, is controlling his stuff. He's walked 10. He's been hit around a little bit too. Behind 2-1 here. Oaks defense shaded slightly right of normal against the left-handed hitter. This one low and outside. The count is 3-1. After Peabody will be Trey Lipscomb, the third baseman, and then Dylan Rock, the sensational right fielder. Andre Antone at 4, playing first. Max Ferguson DHing, and then Antonio Cruz in left field. Matera's pitch is skied foul out of the ballpark to the left side, and the count is full at 3-2. 7-8-9, Eric Bigiani, the catcher. Blake Fadula at second base, and Carson Matthews, the shortstop. Michael Peabody, not your typical leadoff hitter. He's got some pop in that bat, though he is, mostly a singles hitter. He plugs the gap pretty well. He has 7 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run, and 16 singles. Late on that fastball, and he hits it high in the air out of play. Here at Orange County Great Park. The stadium surrounded by a number of softball fields, baseball fields for youth baseball, all, of course, in pristine condition. The Orange County way. Full count home with the bases emptied. Matera trying to put away Michael Peabody. He peers in from his sign from Zach Kemko, gears back and throws. Little tapper to the left side, nubbed. This is in fair territory, but I believe it caught the left ankle of Peabody. And looks like he's down for the count. Now finally sits up and is greeted by his head coach, Clemente Benia.
Now is not the time of year that you want to see a guy like Peabody hurt heading into the playoffs for the Riptide. It looks like he's okay. Limping a little bit. He's a little gimpy, but
we know the Riptide do covet those CCL championships. Runner-ups last year, CCL champions in 2017.
They always have the trophy when you walk into the stadium.
Oh,
it's always stationed right near the entrance.
Yeah.
Right where it should be.
They're proud of it, and they want you to know that. Nobody out. 3-2 count. Battle to begin the bottom of the first inning between Michael Peabody and the UNLV bound Matera. One of the younger pitchers in the CCL, certainly on the Oaks as well. He gets his sign again, could go off speed here. A deep breath, the 3-2. High and away, and Michael Peabody leads off with a walk. And for the left-handed pitcher, Matera, that is walk number 11 on the young season. Not on the young season, on the season.
I mean, the season, it happens so quickly. It's still young, and then it's over all of a sudden.
Sure. I mean, that's the nature of summer ball.
Yeah.
As soon as you get your feet wet.
Exactly.
As soon as you start to get comfortable. Hold on, it's August. You're getting ready for school again. Trey Lipscomb, third baseman, hitting from the right side of the plate. Michael Peabody, a pretty comfortable lead off of first. Matera checks that way. Now back to the plate and offers. This one called a strike and or half at the knees. A nice frame from Zach Kemiko. Oaks defense today, Nico Lima scouting out left field. Raul Sandoval doing duty in center. Trent McKinney out in right field. Jacob Castro at first and Ramon Gomez the second baseman. Matera checks Peabody, throws over, and Peabody back without a slide. Will Pickett's playing shortstop. Tyler Odekirk at the hot corner. And Zach Kemiko doing the catching for Matera. Loose environment on the bus today for the Oaks. 7:30 call at Cal Lutheran. The stop in the San Fernando Valley right around 8 o'clock. Foul back to the screen. It is now 0-2 against the righty. For Trey Lipscomb, 292, 12 singles, a double, a triple. 53 plate appearances on the summer. Not near the team high. Plays baseball for the University of Tennessee. I'm sure he was happy to hear about Justin Ammons signing with the Blue Jays earlier this week. 0-2 fouled off to the screen. That was a big decision for Justin Ammons because certainly anytime your name is called and a big league club wants to sign you, that's a dream you have your whole life. But at the same time, Ammons, forgoing his senior year at a good school like Tennessee. 0-2 home, and the pitch is fouled back again. Matera struggling at the moment, getting the heater by these hitters. They're just staying alive.
He hasn't had much experience starting a lot of his appearances. Most of his appearances have been out of the bullpen. So starting out, it's just a different routine. It's a different strategy, trying to run through the hitters the first time through the order. OC doing a good job picking up what he's putting down.
Trey Lipscomb was an elite prospect out of high school. Number 5 overall prospect out of Maryland. It was the number 1 shortstop in Maryland back in 2018. Maryland, not necessarily Texas, Florida, California in terms of a prospect pool, but certainly not a joke. That's a big deal. 0-2. A long look for Matera. Toes the rubber. A deep breath. A check of the runner. The delivery, but first a throw. Back in safely as Peabody.
Maryland's really, that's lacrosse country.
Oh, it's certainly.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. Also swimming, soccer. Michael Phelps, Rose Lavelle out of Maryland. Turning into a baseball area. Baltimore, and of course the emergence of the Nationals past decade or so. Breaking ball, that's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Lipscomb frozen on the breaking pitch by Matera, and there's one gone in the bottom of the first.
Now from UT San Antonio, number 22.
You like to see the emergence of the breaking ball from Noah Matera, especially if the fastball is a little iffy, losing a little control. That's the issue when you have a young guy like him, is your stuff can be really nasty, but until you nail down your location and your control, it can be a little bit wild, but you'll get plays like that, a nice strikeout.
University of Texas San Antonio outfielder Dylan Rock is now up. Got a special player. One of the better prospects in the CCL. Pitch comes in off the plate. Peabody got a great jump from first, and he steals that bag. For Michael Peabody, that is stolen bag number 18, which now puts him in sole possession of the team lead, one ahead Carson Matthews. And he's done that at an efficient clip, too. He's 18 for 20 stealing bags on the summer. 1-0 to Rock. He's another base stealer. He has 12. Hitting .312, 25 singles and 7 doubles. Pops this one to the right side of the infield. Ramon Gomez runs out to the outfield grass and corrals it for out number 2. 2 gone with a runner in scoring position. And Matera will have to face Andre Anton, who will look to drive in the Riptide's first RBI of the day. Andre Anton, big hitter. Has struggled on the summer slate, 208, 14 singles, 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. But he can change a game with one swing of the bat. Matera's got to be careful here. First pitch to the righty is called a strike on the inner half. Froze Andre Anton by skimming the inside corner. Andre Anton, teammates with a number of current Oaks and former Oaks, as that pitch is fouled back. It's now 0-2. John Vergara and Jacob Castro, teammates with the hitter Andre Anton at UC Irvine. We've seen Brandon Lewis come out of UCI, so certainly a connection there. He's finished up his sophomore season where he hit .194 at UCI. Grounds one to the right side. Diving stop by his teammate Castro. Matera covers and tags the bag off the pitch. And the Oaks retire the side. Jacob Castro robs his teammate Andre Anton of an RBI single and robs the Riptide of the go-ahead run. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left. We're through one full. The score still tied and nothing apiece. And we're on to the second on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Raul Sandoval now up for the Conejo Oaks from the right side of the plate. Fouls the first pitch he sees off deep into foul territory and out of play off the sidewalk and into the Orange County desert. Zone 1. Still on the hill is Devin Sartorius, the left-handed pitcher out of Biola University. Oaks, at least last year, went to Biola to play a number of games. Line shot into center, diving stop by the center fielder. The ball, I guess, dropped in for a single. No sign from the umpiring crew yet, and now they finally calling it out about 30 seconds. Well, that might be an exaggeration. 15 seconds after the play. Raul Sandoval is still on first base. It was called it out, and Coach Solis is livid. That ball clearly dropped in front of Michael Peabody's diving glove in center field. And, well, the umpiring crew gets that call wrong. There's one gone in the second. And usually, I'm one to say both sides of the argument. That was pretty clear to me. That one dropped in front of Peabody's glove.
I wonder if maybe we have a little bit of an elevated view here. Maybe that helps out. But regardless, you have to make that call, the correct call there.
So the Oaks robbed here in the second. Sandoval flies out to center. He's been swinging a hop as of late. Has his average all the way up above 200 now at 211. New hitter is Ramon Gomez playing second. Gomez has really scuffled this summer. 169, 11 singles, 2 doubles, and a homer. He's driven in 9. Takes high on a heater, and it's now 3 balls, no strikes. Hot afternoon here in Orange County. Here's a fastball for a strike. It's now 3-1. Riptide, they rent out this facility here at Orange County Great Park Stadium. More on that after this 3-1, which is called a strike, and the count's full. Because of that, everything they use here, every hour they pay a little bit more. Keep the press box mostly not utilized. They use a couple of spaces for their own home broadcasters and for front office members, as this one's skied foul. But other than that, we've had situations here in the past this year where the lights turn out at a certain time after the game and they don't have any control over it.
We had I believe it was a 6 p.m. game, went a little long, and we got done at around 9:40, 9:45, and we were told basically, you got 10 minutes to get out of here, lights are going to go off.
I don't know if it was that aggressive.
I mean, yeah, they didn't say you got to get out of here, but like it was around the time frame, yeah.
Sure. They were looking to
Yeah.
warn us and help us out.
They were looking out for us, definitely.
3-2. Fly ball. This one to shallow right field. Shouldn't be a problem for Dylan Rock, who sizes it up and makes the catch for out number 2.
How about number 6, Will Pickett?
Will Pickett's now with 2 gone and nobody on, playing shortstop today. First pitch to Pickett's is called a strike. Will hitting 208. 11 hits, 10 of which have been singles. Sartorius a long look in for his sign. The southpaw collects. And the 0-1 pitch taken inside. It's 1-1. .78 degrees here in Orange County.
Feels a lot hotter.
Yeah, 12:30 hour. Low. And it's 2-1 now. But again, I think it feels that way. No shade here at Orange County Great Park Stadium.
Not much wind either.
Everybody's right in the sun. The players, the broadcasters, the fans. Inside, 3-1.
Made sure to put on my sunscreen today.
Important.
Lathered up and doubled up in between innings. I'll probably do that a couple more times today.
Yeah, exactly. This is a reapply type of sunshine.
Lots of water too. Stay hydrated.
3-1. Popped up. Left side. Could be playable for Lipscomb. Near the fence. Makes the catch. Right along the fence that shields the Orange County Riptide bullpen. That'll retire the side in order. The Oaks, they got 2 hits in the first, and they stranded a runner this inning. They go 1, 2, 3. Bottom 2 when we return, and Max Ferguson hits for the Orange County Riptide. On the other side of this break, you're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
University of Tennessee, number 3, Max Ferguson.
Last of the second, Max Ferguson leads off for Orange County. They're looking to get their first hit of today's game. Noah Matera back on the hill after retiring the side, facing only 4 batters in the first. Walked Peabody and then got 3 in a row. Nico Lima's in left field, Sandoval center. Trent McKinney still in right field. And the pitch to the lefty is called a strike. See Tyler Odekirk's playing in from third here. The rest of the infield is playing pretty straight away. Slight breeze out to center field, but not much. Ball really flies here down in Orange County. Thin air. And not your biggest ballpark. Breaking ball stays in. A ball and a strike. See Jerry Ramirez getting some work in the Oaks bullpen. Yesterday we saw Jacob Flores on the hill. Not his best start, gave up 4 earned runs. Also the last time we'll see him start this summer. 1-1 is low and outside, 2 balls a strike. But Jacob Flores finishes off the summer, despite his bad start yesterday, as one of the premier pitchers in the CCL. ERA just above 3 in 23 2/3. Skied out to deep right center field. McKinney looks for it in the gap. He can't get there, and it drops in between Sandoval and McKinney. Max Ferguson hustles to second. He has a stand-up double. The Riptide have their first hit. A runner in scoring position on the stand-up double by Ferguson. Antonio Cruz is up to drive him in now.
Trent McKinney was flying in right. You saw his hat fly off. Decided not to dive. Couldn't quite get to it. I was thinking he was going to go for a dive there, but Rose Sandoval was there to back him up.
Next up, Antonio Cruz. He's playing left field for the Orange County Riptide. For Cruz, 236 with 7 singles, 4 doubles, also 2 homers. Waits for a fastball. This one's well up and well away. 1-0. And I felt pretty good about this game. coming into today, Zach? It's a good feeling for the Oaks today. Get to that after this 1-0 pitch. Check of the runner at second, and the delivery is foul tip behind home, 1-1. First of all, the environment for a wake-up call this early was about as loud as you could expect for a wake-up call that for most probably was around 7 a.m., for some probably around 6 a.m. So there's that. In addition, Coach Solis had a tactic on the bus today. The 1-1 is swung on and missed, a buried breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Coach Solis showed one of the most inspirational films you can show to a team that sits at 12-20 on the summer. That's Bull Durham. Of course, the Durham Bulls in that movie are off to, I believe it was an 8-16 start. 1-2 home, swing and a miss, breaking ball buried again, and Noah Matera has his second strikeout of today's game, and there's now an out in the inning here in the second.
Now batting from UNLV, number 25, Eric Begani.
Eric Begani, the catcher, now hitting. Wears number 25. For Begani this summer, 250 average, 5 singles, a double. He's only appeared in 13 games. Not the everyday catcher. Caught off third as Ferguson. Here comes the pickle. Gomez throws to Odekirk at third. Back to second with Pickett's covering. And finally the tag. That'll go 1, 4, 5, 6 on the putout. And there's 2 away here in the second.
Some base running buffoonery by both teams. Nico Lima caught in a similar situation in the first inning. And here Max Ferguson in the second, caught between second and third.
Base is empty for Begani now. And the kick and the pitch is swung on and missed. Noah Matera has that slider down and into right. He's really working today. And that's such a tough pitch for hitters to get a good eye on, because it looks for a fastball more than any other pitch out of the hands of a lefty. And then right when you swing, it just drops in at your feet. Line drive to center field. Raul Sandoval on his horse to the gap makes the catch. And ends the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, none left through 2 full. We still got zeros on the board. We're on to the third on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Still Devin Sartorius for the top of the third inning and the Orange County Riptide. They haven't been playing their best baseball of late. They've lost 3 of their last 5. But still a team in position to strike in the postseason. We know if you get your way in, anything can happen. And the Riptide know that better than anyone. Hitting for the Oaks, the catcher, Zach Camico, standing way back in the box, takes a fastball high. It's 1-0. In last year's semifinal game, the Orange County Riptide, as the defending champions, they were down something like 8 or 9 runs going into the 8th inning. Camico flies this one, shallow left field. It's going to be the center fielder, Michael Peabody, coming in and grabbing that on a dive to make the catch. Miscommunication between Peabody, Matthews, and Cruz, and Peabody has to get his uniform dirty to retire the first out of the 3rd.
That time he definitely made the catch. We can say that for certain.
Yes. And the Oaks, they've only gotten 1 base runner so far. There's an out in the 3rd inning. Trent McKinney, the right fielder. And this Orange County team, never say die, single after single after single after single in that 8th inning. 1-0 after that pitch is high on a fastball. So this Riptide team, all they want to do is put themselves in a position to do some damage. This is a team designed for postseason success. The 1-0 pitch. McKinney swings and hits it off the pole over near the Oaks dugout. 1-1. A deep bullpen, a dominant staff, and then a deep lineup too that really goes 11 or 12 deep. When you're bringing a guy like Daniel Jung off the bench, based on my eye test, and truly off his numbers as well, he's one of the best hitters in the CCL out of Notre Dame. The 1-1 is fouled back again. It's 1-2.
Most days with the Riptide, you play them. We've seen them most times. The Oaks have seen them. They're pinch hitting half their lineup. They're throwing guys, Daniel Jung out there. Both the Connors, Aoki and Obi, both dangerous hitters. It's incredible. They have an incredibly deep lineup. Playoff ready.
The 1-0 slides in there. That's called strike 3. Trent McKinney down on strikes. First strikeout for Devin Sartorius. And he's worked quickly to retire to start off the 3rd. And back to the top of the order for Nico Lima. Lima singled in the 1st inning on the infield. Chops this one foul. It's 0-1. Before yesterday's win 5-4 against the visiting Barons, the Riptide had lost 3 of 4 games. Dropped games to the Saints, the Foresters, and, of course, the spoilers, the Ventura County Pirates out of the Sunset League. High on a heater. It's 1-1. Could be that Orange County peaked too early, though. You never know. It's the beauty of baseball. Some of the best teams, as Lima lines this one in a center field, drops in for a single. And to nobody's surprise, Nico Lima's 2 for 2.
Coming in for 14, Tyler Hoover.
Not sure if that was grammatically correct, but I think the point holds. Nico Lima on base, and we're used to seeing him there. He's 2 for 2. Next up, Tyler Odekirk. He failed to bunt Nico Lima over from 2nd to 3rd back in the 1st. Or from 1st to 2nd, excuse me. Lima goes, and the pitch is off the plate. The throw off the mark. Lima steals 2nd, and for Nico, that is stolen bag number 9 in 13 tries.
He's slid in pretty seamlessly into the leadoff spot, wouldn't you say, Jordan?
Oh, he absolutely has. I think it's taken a little bit of pressure off of him in the sense where he doesn't have to hit for power anymore.
Which he still can.
He absolutely can. It's 100%. In the tank. Odekirk grounds this one. Hot shot to 3rd. Bobbled by Lipscomb. He has no play. Lima heads up base running, advances to 3rd, and the Oaks have runners on the corners with Jacob Castro coming in. That should be ruled an error.
Number 24.
And it is the second error of the game for the Orange County Riptide. This one on Trey Lipscomb, the Tennessee third baseman.
This game is shaping up a lot like the Oaks win over the Blues a couple days ago. Some errors defensively on the part of the other team. Maybe a little, and Nico Lima getting on base. They're a little slow to start early, but good pitching. See if they can put some runs on the board here.
Jacob Castro singled to left field his first time up. Devin Sartorius steps off and looks back Odekirk at first. He's a threat to steal as well. He's stolen 7 bags. The lefty comes set, checks the runner at first. Lima inches off third, the throw over to first, and Odekirk's back safely. Still haven't even hit 1 o'clock. These 12 o'clock games, they don't feel right. Just doesn't feel like baseball, but you gotta love it. So it's nice sunshine. Satori is preoccupied with Odekirk at first. He throws over again.
And I'll be free later to watch the A's play at 5:40 p.m., so that's always good.
Hey, glad you have some evening plans for once.
Instead of just watching Oaks baseball.
There's a strike to Castro, 0-1. You can find me at the park probably. Hooping it up.
I saw you the other day, man. You're putting in work. You have a little Kobe in you, and by that I mean you take some really ill-advised shots, but that's okay.
Hey, you have to. Another throw over. This one's low, blocked by Andre Antone. Of course, if you put me on the court next to a guy like Nico Lima, I wouldn't look too much like Kobe.
I was going to ask, which one of the Oaks players do you think is the best basketball player? I think that'd be really interesting. Lima, obviously, is just such an athlete.
Carter's got the best body for it. 0-1 foul back. Castro behind 0-2.
I could see a Steele Ledford having a silky smooth jumper. He seems like everything he does just comes really easy to him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Lefty.
Obviously a talented receiver back in his high school days. Was actually going to go play college football at the Division I level in the ACC. So we know he is a multi-sport athlete. 0-2 low and away. It's 1-2. Maybe that translates to the hardwood. Big spot for the Oaks. Runners on the corners. At third is Nico Lima. Tyler Odekirk on first. There are 2 outs, a 1-2 count. And the lefty Sartorius comes set. Another throw over to first, his 4th of the at-bat. And again back safely, Tyler Odekirk. He's looking around like, why are you throwing at me so often?
His leads aren't that massive either. He's getting back really quickly. No slides needed.
Now a 1-2 pitch, off speed. Castro able to stay back long enough to foul that one off.
The other day, the Saints were using the double steal. They had the runner go from first to second and the runner at third go home. I wonder if the Oaks might take a page out of the Saints book. They saw that. Worked on them a couple times.
So Coach Solis anxiously watching from the top step of the dugout. And the pitch ripped to the right side into center field. An RBI single for Jacob Castro. Lima taps home, and the Oaks have a 1-0 lead. Tyler Odekirk goes to second, and Jacob Castro continues his hot start to the ballgame. 2 for 2, and now has his 12th RBI of the summer. Slammed into center field, clean contact with 2 strikes. That's a professional at-bat by Jacob Castro.
And no surprise, it's Nico Lima, Tyler Odekirk, and Jacob Castro making things happen for the Oaks. Those have been 3 of the catalysts all season. And Ryan Yamashiro, another one up to the plate, looking to clean up.
Yamashiro takes a breaking ball. Didn't want any piece of that one. It's 0-1. He's got a chance to move the line here and put up a crooked number early. That'll be a welcome sight for the Conejo Oaks. Only got 1 run yesterday in the 7-1 loss against the Blues. 0-1 in the dirt. Nice block by Begani. And it's 1-1. The Oaks didn't score their first run yesterday until the 7th inning. Ramon Gomez had the RBI. All told, it was not one of the Oaks' better performances. Held to only 4 hits in 9 innings. Now the 1-1. Yamashiro swings. He's laid on a fastball and skies it out of play behind the press box and out of the park. It's 1-2. But it's a new day. Truly, the offense has been scuffling all week. Haven't put up more than 5 runs in a very long time. Got to go all the way back to the 13-6 loss on July the 3rd. Sartorius steps off.
Their offense was, there was a time where it was putting things together, and I point to the week Nico Lima was missed some time, and since then, even after he's come back, they've been struggling.
Yamashiro fights that fastball off, stays alive as he pops the 1-2 out of play. It's been a 3-8 stretch for the Conejo Oaks. So they've lost 8 of 11. And even before that streak, it's not like they were racking up too many wins. Talked about it yesterday on the broadcast. Only 2 times this summer have the Oaks won consecutive ball games, and they haven't put together a winning streak.
One of those times came in a doubleheader against the Associate Riptide on July 7th.
Yamashiro, a good take on a diving curve. 2-2. That one sunk into the dirt on the inside corner. Tough take to make. Yamashiro made it look easy. He has just adapted so well to the quality of pitching in the CCL, especially considering he's spent 2 seasons in Division III ball at Cal Lutheran. 2-2 home. Inside, snap throw back to first, and that's going to be a called strike 3. Ryan Yamashiro can't believe it. Looks like somebody pressed the remote and pressed pause as Yamashiro is just frozen at the plate. Fastball called strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for the pitcher, Devin Sartorius. And in the inning for the Oaks, 1 run on 2 hits, an error, and 2 left. 1-0 Conejo to the bottom of the 3rd inning on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. A little cold play on a hot day in the half inning. And Blake Fadul leads off the last of the 3rd. Second baseman for his first plate appearance against the dealing Noah Matera. He's been terrific. He's had the slider working to righties, and he's mixed that with a challenge fastball. Sets a deep breath, and the first pitch of the 3rd is high and tight. It's 1-0. Blake Fadul hitting in the 8 hole for this Orange County lineup. Doesn't mean too much. This is a deep lineup. If you're in the lineup, you're a good hitter. 1-0 is again off the plate. It's now 2-0.
Even if you're not in the lineup, you're probably going to get subbed in at some point. Some of their best hitters on the bench.
But Fadul has struggled in limited time. 19 games on the summer. 5 singles, 2 doubles, and a 200 average. 2-0 is outside, now 3-0. See if No Matera can send him below the Mendoza line. It's the equivalent of a hitter's underworld.
I wonder where the term comes from. Like, who was Mendoza, and why is it his line?
3-0. Called strike, inside corner, 3-1 on a fastball. You know what, Zach? That sounds like a great story for the 5th inning. Looking forward to it.
If I can find it.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
My computer doesn't overheat.
That is a more likely obstacle to overcome. 3-1 is fouled off. The count's full. Carson Matthews waits on deck, the shortstop. In that game yesterday for the Conejo Oaks, nobody had a multi-hit performance. Only 4 players had singles. Grounded to third. Easy play for Odekirk if he can make the throw. It's low, and Jacob Castro can't make the pick. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Odekirk. A runner on to lead the third.
From BYU, number 5, Carson Matthews.
Been a sloppy game, Zach.
Some base running errors. 2 errors in the Riptide, now 1 on the Oaks.
Wonder if there's a stat out there. Definitely not in the CCL. Maybe in professional ball. For games that start at noon, do you make more errors than a night game where you're going through your everyday routine, you're getting your pregame meal in? Nice stretch. Runner goes. The throw for Kamiko on target, but too late. And Blake Fadul steals the bag.
I think Tim Kirchin would know the answer.
That does sound like a stat that Tim would know. By the way, second stolen bag for Blake Fadul. Only his second try as well. But he has been picked off twice, so watch out for a Matera move here. Fadul, one who can get greedy leading off bags. Takes a huge lead off second in the second pitch to the righty Matthews is high. It's 1-1. 248 for Carson Matthews. Mostly a singles hitter, just like most of this team. 22 singles, only 3 extra base hits, and all have been doubles. And now the 1-1. Zipping here. Crashes into the glove of Kamiko, which makes almost a perfect noise. It's 1-2. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch high, and Matera evens up the count at 2-2. Pristine afternoon. Not a cloud in sight. Empty blue sky.
Mountains painted in the background.
Just terrific.
They picked a good spot here at Great Park Stadium. Beautiful place to build complex.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on here. Very calm. Just like Orange County. The 2-2. Breaking ball. Matera wanted a called strike 3. But Blue says it's an inch or 2 inside. Counts full. Now, this is a high-tech facility. You see a replay monitor on the scoreboard out in right field. Beautiful press box. Matera steps off and looks Fadul back at second. Turf above both dugouts where fans can sit and where balls can, I guess, rest.
Softly,
on foul
yeah.
balls. I don't know. It's nice. It's nice. Full count. Lifted right side. This one could be playable into the Oaks bullpen and out of play. The count's still full. Appreciate you joining us early on a Thursday afternoon. Whether you're hiding your computer from your boss at work or just enjoying the broadcast from a safer location.
Maybe on their lunch break.
Maybe. We appreciate you joining us for a little afternoon baseball. I set up the belt, the payoff pitch. Matera kicks and deals. And the righty attacks that fastball, grounds it foul down the third base side. Last time the Oaks and Orange County Riptide faced off, Carson Matthews was subbed out of the game after the 4th inning. Was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run in that game. 3-2, part 2. On its way. Swing and a miss. Slider. Breaks below the knees. A mighty rip. A mighty miss. One away on Noah Matera's 3rd K of the afternoon.
And it's been the slider today, Jordan. Couple called strikeouts. One called strikeout, a couple swinging strikeouts. Lots of low and in. Diving slider.
Back to the top of the order. Michael Peabody was a tough out to lead off the bottom of the 1st. Fouled off what must have been 4 or 5 pitches before finally earning his way aboard with a walk. Matera challenges him, but misses on a fastball, 1-0.
You know, I was thinking, there's a lot of great players in TCL. I can't think of a position that is deeper than center field. You talk
Every
about
team, it seems, yeah.
Oaks had Justin Ammons for a while, Michael Peabody, Eric Kennedy, Basil Williams Jr.
Every team, it seems. Throw over. Back in safely as Fool. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike. Zach Amico steals it from the outside corner, frames it well. It's 1-1. Past 1 o'clock now. A little under an hour into this ball game. It's been a relatively low action ball game. Run 4 hits, an error for Conejo. No runs, a hit, 2 errors for the OC Riptide. The 1-1's fouled back. A ball, 2 strikes, and Matera and out away from getting out of 3 scoreless innings against one of the premier lineups in summer ball. The lefty twists, contorts, readies the 1-2, and he sends home. The breaking ball's fouled back to the screen, and the count remains 1-2. Anyway, I don't think I ever finished this point. Bull Durham on the bus today. Couldn't help but notice some of the similarities between, a losing team, the Durham Bulls, and the Conejo Oaks. And it was a surreal experience to watch that while on a bus going through the grind of a minor league schedule. Pretty awesome. 1-2 fouled back again. And part of me, only 1 out in the inning with a runner on second. So unlikely that Matera gets out of this inning with 1 pitch. He'd need quite a spectacular double play.
We've seen some before this season. 6-4, line out, toss to second, get the runner.
The wind begins to pick up, headed right out to right field. Definitely hitter friendly right now. To get the ball up there, could take that jet stream. Low overhand, 1-2 pitch, line drive, right side into right field. It drops in front of Trent McKinney's glove. Runners on the corners for OC on Michael Peabody's first hit of the afternoon. And Noah Matera's in a jam here in the 3rd. This right here, Zach, is where we see Orange County do their most damage. When they have runners on, they are a team that can string hits together, and not just 1 or 2. This is a lineup, if you're not careful, they'll string together 4 or 5 in a row and put up a really crooked number and end the game.
The last time the Oaks saw the Riptide, they finished off a suspended game, scored 5 runs with 1 out in the top of the 9th. And in the second game, they dropped 10 runs on the Oaks. Once again, a couple crooked numbers. And right here at the top of the order, Trey Lipscomb, Dylan Rock in the on-deck circle. You want to get a double play, avoid Rock at all costs.
Dylan Rock fouls off the first pitch. Pardon me, this is Trey Lipscomb. the third baseman who struck out looking back in the first. Dylan Rock's on deck. Can't help but notice the similarities in their swing. 23-22. Both strong arms. Lipscomb's at third, and Rock, of course, the cannon out of right field. Winds and fires the 0-1. Runner goes from first. This one lifted out of play to the right side, and it's 0-2. They have the air balloons out today, Zach.
We gonna ride those later?
I don't know how we get up there. I don't know how we get down. How do air balloons work? Do you know?
Heat.
Heat?
I'm not a scientist, man.
We got a lot of heat today, so that's way up there.
What I do know it's hot air, right? And then I'm assuming there's some kind of helium or something in there that helps it float. I'm really not sure. That's a good question.
0-2 with a runner on first and third. Chop foul on an off-speed pitch.
Sounds like a story for the 7th inning, Jordan.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know about that one. I think people would rather talk about like vegetables. Something like eating your spinach.
It is important.
0-2. Pickle off of first. Peabody's caught. Runner comes in and scores from third. That'll be the tying run. Peabody still safe. The tag, this time by the shortstop, Will Pickett's, coming all the way across the diamond to tag out Michael Peabody. But coming in and scoring is Blake Fadul. So base running blunders turn into a run. The bases are empty with 2 outs, and Trey Lipscomb's in an 0-2 count.
We almost saw him for the 3rd time this season against the Oaks. A Veda tag. We've seen it twice already. Both times, I believe, it was at Cal Lutheran, but there finally gets out.
0-2 to Lipscomb. Going to try and avoid his second strikeout of today's contest. Now the set. The 0-2 pitch. Matera teases him with a fastball up. Well above the letters and off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See some youngsters out in left field enjoying the ball game, enjoying the summer heat. 1-2, slider down and in, and Lipscomb has to hop out of the way. It's 2-2. Two home, high, counts full. Matera going to do his best to not lose Trey Lipscomb. He's only walked once so far. Ground ball to short. Pickett's charges. Corrals a tough hop. Sidearm throw to first is in time to retire the side. A run, a hit, an error. Nobody left. 1-1 through 3 full, and we're on to the 4th from Orange County Great Park Stadium. Zach Engberg has your play-by-play on the other side of this break on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Tied 1-1. Raul Sandoval leading off the top of the fourth inning. Quickly grounds out. 4-3 put out for the first out of the frame. Reached 110 now. Thank you for joining us in the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Zach Engberg alongside Jordan Brenner. He's out refilling his water bottle. And Emily Hilsinger producing, who is trying to avoid a bee that is in our broadcast area. As the first pitch into Ramon Gomez is popped up, foul. And it's 0-1. The Oaks and Riptide tied 1-1. The Oaks scored a run in the top of the third, thanks to a 2-out single from Nico Lima. Stole second. An error from the third baseman on a ground ball from Tyler Odekirk. Lima advanced to third, and then Jacob Castro drove in Nico Lima with an RBI single. As Gomez takes the 0-1, fouls it off again, and it's 0-2. And then in the bottom of the third, the Riptide scored one run. Blake Fidal reached on an error to start the frame. Michael Peabody had a single, and then Blake Fidal scored on a stolen base attempt. Michael Peabody and Fidal attempted the double steal as the 0-2 is high and outside, and it's 1-2. It's been a little bit of a slow game this far, although it picked up a little in the third as the 1-2 is high. Doesn't quite break, and it's 2-2. Sun beginning to move a little bit, so we have a little bit of cover, which is nice. Thankfully, none of our equipment has overheated yet, and hopefully the cover will help us out as Gomez grounds that one, a hard hit ball to the third baseman, picked up by Trey Lipscomb, fired over to first. Brings Antone off the bag, but he tags Ramon Gomez for the out. Quickly 2 down in the top of the fourth. Devin Sartorius trying to get through 4 innings. So far only allowed a run on 4 hits, and he's 1 out away. Will Pickett, who's 0 for 1 today, up to the dish. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
I will say, Zach, that the hot weather, as that one swung on and missed to make it an 0-2 count, has brought out some of the fashion sense for a number of Oaks members, whether coaches or players.
Suns out, guns out.
Yeah, we see suns out, guns out for Alex Briggs. See the shades for Cody Raymer at first, as that one's in tight. 1 and 2. Carson Carter's rocking the sunglasses, and I believe he gave Travis Weston a pair.
Nice.
Everybody's looking good.
You were rocking the popped collar earlier, trying to protect your neck.
Yeah, that was just to prevent a sunburn.
The 1-2 sky to left. It's way left and foul. Looks like some kids might have a shot at that foul ball, and it stays 1 and 2. Looks like there's somebody up in the pen for the Oaks getting some work in. It's like Chris Torres. I can tell because of his chain. Especially in the sun, it illuminates it. The 1-2 Pickett's ground ball. Trey Lipscomb with a diving stop. Tosses over to first for a nice play to end the frame. So the Oaks 3 ground outs in the top of the fourth. A 1-2-3 inning for Devin Sartorius. And as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, it's still tied 1-1 here. The Riptide will be up in the bottom of the frame. You'll see it right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Dylan Rock, the rock of this order, leading off the bottom of the fourth, hitting third today. 0 for 1. Popped out to shallow right center field to the second baseman Ramon Gomez in the first. And up now, nobody on, nobody out. No, Matera back out. And he gets Rock swinging on a dropping pitch, and it's 0-1. No, Matera today through 3 innings. He's only given up a run on 2 hits. He has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. That walk was the first batter of the game. The slider's been working. It's nice to see from Matera. Quality start so far. So that one's low in the dirt, and it's 1-1.
No, Matera is one of the more intriguing prospects on
Definitely,
this team.
definitely.
He's got a unique combination of age in his favor. So young, but still so sharp with his off-speed pitches at a young age. He's a guy who projects to gain a few ticks of velocity over the coming seasons, and if he can continue to develop his pacing and his accuracy as that pitch misses high to make it 2-1, no, Matera could be a legit professional prospect, especially from the left side. Even if he doesn't make it as a starter, he could have a future as more of a specialty guy, and there's no shame in that whatsoever.
The 2-1 swung on by Rock up the middle. A diving stop by the second baseman Gomez. Bounces off his glove. Dribbles a little bit into left center field. Will picks it up. But that is a leadoff single for Dylan Rock. Andre Antone. 0 for 1 today. Now on with 1 man on, nobody out.
And now
the bottom of the fourth.
Now the game begins. We know Clemente Bonilla's club. They love to pull off tricks on the base paths. They're as aggressive as you can be. Look for Dylan Rock to try and get a good jump here, and look for Noah Matera to try and keep him close.
First pitch in, Antone pops it up. Shallow. Will Pickett's shading out, makes the grab. Rock holds that first for the first out of the inning. A 1 pitch, 1 out to Antone, and Max Ferguson, who had a double to right center field in the second inning, but he was caught stealing between second and third on a 1-4-5-6 putout. It was a leadoff double as well. They ended up getting nothing in that inning. Went 1-2-3 for Noah Matera. Now up with 1 out. A little lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch in from Matera is high. They check on Dylan Rock. Dylan Rock, 12 stolen bases this season in 15 attempts. Has also been picked off 3 times. The 1-0 popped up by Ferguson. Infield fly, Castro shading over. Gomez calls for it, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Noah Matera allows a leadoff single to Dylan Rock and 2 consecutive shallow pop-outs. 1 to Pickett's, 1 to Gomez. And they've got 2 down as Antonio Cruz comes up to the dish. Cruz 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging in the second.
Noah Matera is having a lot of success elevating the fastball today, and that tells me that he's getting a really good spin rate on that pitch. And to hitters, it almost looks like it's a rising pitch from the left side. That's especially unique, and Matera's running with it today.
And Rock is running. The throw from Castro into second is a little bit off. Rock slides off the plate, but he gets back just barely in time as Gomez tries to apply the tag on the throw that was a little bit to his left.
I don't know about you, Zach, but it looked like he got him on the foot. Looks like Will Pickett's and Ramon Gomez are looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do here? Coach Solis is visibly upset in the dugout.
I feel like he's been upset pretty consistently this season by some of the umpire decisions. As the 1-0 high and outside to Antonio Cruz.
Losing puts everybody in a bad mood.
Losing is tough, Jordan. I'll tell you that much. The Oaks in a good spot here. Tied 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Riptide with a runner on second. Antonio Cruz up as the 2-0 is up again, and it's 3-0. First base open. Dangerous Antonio Cruz No, Matera wouldn't be surprised if not to let Cruz take the base, but to be a little more careful. As Bigiani winning in the on-deck circle. Cruz swings and misses on that pitch, and it's 3-1. You mentioned Jordan Matera is a unique prospect. That's why I was so excited to talk to him earlier this season. You can check out the interview on our YouTube page, Conejo Oaks, or on our Twitter, Conejo_Oaks. And I really, what was most interesting is he has that dog mentality. And we've seen that a couple times this year. As Cruz takes 3-1 low, that's a 5-pitch walk. So the Riptide, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Eric Bigiani coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Bigiani earlier today flew out of the center field.
Bigiani this season hitting .250. Has 4 RBIs, and he's in now with a great RBI spot as Coach Sleaze and Jacob Castro coming out to chat with Noah Matera. Wonder if these are just words of encouragement. I have to imagine this will be in his inning to finish.
Oh, I think so, too. He's throwing the ball so well, and Bigiani is a hitter who poses threats, certainly, but is definitely a guy you can retire. And I don't have any problems with this matchup, even though it's a lefty versus a righty. I'm with Coach Solis here. He's trusting his guy. This is no Matera's outing. He's pitched well. Let him finish the 4th.
He's gotten a strikeout in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings. If he got one here, it would end the frame. It would end the jam, and it would keep the score tied 1-1 heading into the top of the 5th. Eric Bigiani now up to the plate. The catcher today wearing number 25. Riptide, 2 runners on. Dylan Rocco had a leadoff single. Got to second on a stolen base, and Antonio Cruz, who just walked on 5 pitches. First pitch in to Bigiani. He's in there for a strike, 0-1. Matera checking back at second. He sets, delivers to Bigiani. That's fired off the end of his bat into left field. That's an easy catch for the left fielder, Nico Lima, and that ends the frame. The Riptide get 2 runners on, but nobody across. No runs on a hit. No errors, and they leave 2 stranded. The score is tied 1-1. No Matera, 4 innings of 1-run ball with 3 strikeouts. See if that's it for the day as we head to the top of the 5th. The Oaks will be up to bat, and you'll see it right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Zach Kamenko leading off the 5th inning. Score tied 1-1. Both runs came in the 3rd. The Oaks took a 1-0 lead. The Riptide tied it in the bottom of the frame. Noah Matera got out of the jam in the bottom of the 4th. With 2 runners on, got a fly out to left, which would probably end his day. And Devin Sartorius back out for the 5th inning. First pitch in from the lefty. Grounded by Kamenko. Nice catch from Sartorius. Underhands it to Antone at first for the first out of the inning. Into the bottom of the order, Trent McKinney out of the 9 hole, who struck out looking his first time up in the 3rd.
Got a good pace going on this ball game right now. I think both teams want to get out of the heat, get back inside.
I certainly want to get out of this heat. Gonna have to reapply my sunscreen in a minute. First pitch into McKinney. Fouls it back. And it's 0-1.
Sartorius has, similarly to Matera, done a really good job mixing up his pitches. His fastball has jumped out of his left hand, and Oaks righties have really struggled barreling it up. The timing hasn't been as bad as just getting clean contact against him.
The 0-1 is in there on the outside corner. It's 0-2. 4 times this season coming into today, Devin Sartorius has gone at least 5 innings. One of those games came against the Conejo Oaks back in their matchup here on June 19th. Sartorius went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, had 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk as McKinney swung through that pitch and dropped out in the dirt. Bigani picks it up, throws it to Antona. That'll be a strikeout for the second out of the inning. McKinney 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts today. 1 swinging, 1 looking, and back up to the top of the order, Nico Lima, who after a hitless day yesterday, 2 for 2 today, back on his horse.
We've seen him in this ballpark do some special things.
Home run to left.
Yeah, that line drive to left field that got over the wall in a hurry. It's about as hard hit as you can hit a ball.
The first pitch in from Sartorius in there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Looks like Matera's day is over. Zach, he's walking over here towards the bathrooms. Got a water in hand. Good job.
The 0-1 a little bit outside, and it's 1-1.
Rest easy knowing he's pitched a good game against a really good Riptide lineup. Feel good about himself.
That's what you like to see from all these guys, getting these opportunities at the end of the season, especially for a young guy like Matera going into his freshman year at UNLV, getting a good start under your belt. As Lima lines that one into left, in between the shortstop and the third baseman. As he rounds first, he trips a little bit, takes a big turnaround first, heads back, and Nico Lima has a 3 for 3 day with 3 singles. See, last time he got it in the 3rd with 2 outs, ended up scoring a run. See if he can do the same here.
This guy's a machine, Zach. A line drive machine. As consistent as you could get. But the contact he makes, there are some days he strikes out more than others, but when he gets the ball in play, it's always hit hard.
First pitch into Odekirk. It's outside, 1-0. The Oaks have 5 hits today, Jordan. All 5 have come from either Nico Lima or Jacob Castro. Every other hitter in the order is 0 for 2. So that tells you
a lot about the season.
Popped up by Odekirk. Foul ball. Bigani tosses his mask off, and that one's out of play. It'll bounce about 15, 20 feet to the left of us. Nice catch by, looks like a fan. Barehanded it with his left. And it's 1-1 to Odekirk. Jordan, I thought you were ready to jump up and go grab that ball yourself.
I was going to go get it if the guy wasn't there, but he made a nice one-handed grab off of the carom of the stairs.
Sartorius checks on Lima at first. We've already seen 1 stolen base from Lima. And he was also caught stealing in the first inning, in between 2nd and 3rd.
This would be an ideal spot to go with 2 outs and one of the Oaks' best RBI men at the plate. Try and get in scoring position here. I think there's a good shot. Lima tries to get a good jump here.
1-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Odekirk at the plate. Throws in. It's low. 2-1.
And you can see there, Sartorius there, understanding Lima's trying to go kind of quick pitch to Tyler Odekirk. Not giving Lima any chance to get a good jump because he's unpredictable with his windup.
2-1 grounded to third. A nice dig from Trey Lipscomb. Tosses to first. 5-3 put out to end the inning. So the Oaks get a 2-out hit from Nico Lima, nothing more. No runs and a hit, no errors. They leave Nico Lima stranded at first. So we head to the bottom of the fifth. It's still tied 1-1. Chris Torres, chain and all, onto the hill for the Conejo Oaks. And you'll see it all right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Okay, I am good.
Now batting from Notre Dame, number 11, Daniel Jung.
Daniel Jung pinch hitting for Blake Fadul, the number 8 hitter in the order in this lineup, which tells you a lot about how deep the lineup is. Get you Jung's stats in a second. Chris Torres, now the pitcher on the mound for the Oaks, placing Noah Matera. Get you his stats in a second. As Torres is pitching to Jung is low, and it's 1-0. Matera went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 1 run, which came in the third. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts as that one is popped into left by Jung and caught by left fielder Nico Lima for the first out in the frame. Up next, Carson Matthews, the shortstop and the 9-hole hitter.
Carson Matthews.
Matthews 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging in the third. Chris Torres this season for the Oaks. 14 and a third innings pitched. Has given up 14 runs, 8 of them earned for a 5.02 ERA. He has 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, and has given up 18 hits as the first pitch into the right. He is shot into left field, into the OC Riptide bullpen, where it looks like kids are getting some work in, warming up for the day. The 0-1 into Matthews is low, and it's 1-1. So Blake Fadal ends his day 0 for 1, reached on an error, gets a stolen base and gets a run, and Daniel Jung starts 0 for 1. As the 1-1 is in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 is low. Torres gets Matthews swinging, and he chops it foul. Stays 2-2. We'll do it again.
Hang on, John. Step up. Step up.
Thank you for joining us here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Zach Engberg alongside Jordan Brenner. Emily Hilsinger producing. Oaks and Riptide tied 1-1. We're about halfway through this contest. In the bottom of the fifth as the 2-2 just barely misses. On the outside corner, it's a full count, 3-2.
It's going to be a battle of the bullpens today, Zach. And hate to say it, but Orange County's got one of the best bullpens in the CCL.
The 3-2 popped up. Foul ball to the right of us. First baseman Jacob Castro runs out. No play to be made. It stays full, 3-2.
So we'll see if the Oaks can hang around today, get some timely hits. It's going to be important to get some good innings. Maybe Torres, you get a couple solid innings. Back half, Marshall Denton should be available.
The 3-2 misses low and away, and that's a full count walk to Carson Matthews. So the Riptide will run on. They head to the top of the order. Michael Peabody, who was 1 for 1, reached in the first with a walk and was stranded. Reached in the third with a single and was caught stealing. But while he was caught stealing, allowed Blake Fadul to come in and score. That was a lone run of the game for the Riptide. Looks like time is being called for something, I'm not sure what.
Dangerous spot here against Michael Peabody. He's a guy who's hard to double up, and he can elevate pitches very, very well. So the Oaks, their infield tells you they're looking for 2.
As Torres tosses over to first, checking on Matthews. Nothing doing there. Fouled off by Peabody for the first pitch. It's 0-1. Peabody this season, 12 RBIs coming into the game. He had 26 hits, 7 of them doubles, 2 of them triples, 1 home run, 10 extra base hits, which is tied for the team lead. And he pops that one up into center field. Sandoval having a hard time catching. He runs in, can't make the play. It drops in. Peabody stays at first. Matthews stays at second. So Raul Sandoval, sporting the sunglasses, loses it in the sun. It drops in right in front of him. Gets a high five from Nico Lima. Tough play for Raul Sandoval. And the Riptide now 2 runners on, 1 out.
Well, you can see the effect of the sun already, Jack. Raul Sandoval staring right up into a powerful sun right now. He had no idea where it was. And the best thing you could tell a player like that is when you're in conditions like this, whether it's right before sunset and golden hour or at high noon like we're at right now, you got to pay attention to the contact off the ball. And
the first pitch in, lined down the right field line. That's in, a fair ball. Trey Lipscomb rounds. First goes to second as Carson Matthews and Michael Peabody both come in to score. A 2-run double down the right field line for Trey Lipscomb. And the Riptide take a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Big piece of hitting from Lipscomb. Just barely stays fair past Jacob Castro at first. And it scores the speedy Matthews and Peabody, who was right on his tail. And you see there, this has happened for the Oaks before, an error defensively, and then hits that are poured in. And now they're down by 2 runs, with a runner on second, still in scoring position, here in the bottom of the 5th.
well, you see there a walk, a mistake in center field, and a good team like the Riptide.
They're going to take advantage.
Yeah, you can't make too many mistakes against a team like this.
And Dylan Rock, who is as dangerous as they come in the CCL, up to the plate as the first pitch is in their first strike, 0-1. Rock had a single in the 4th, stole second and was stranded. No, Matera got out of a 2-out jam with 2 runners on. But Rock with 21 RBIs, second on this team to only Connor Aoki as he takes someone in there for a strike, 0-2. Chris Torres trying to get out of this jam. Noah Matera pitched a stellar 4 innings. Gave up 1 run. It was tied 1-1 when he left, and Torres has come in. An error defensively, a walk, and then a big hit from Trey Lipscomb allowed 2 runs as Rock gets under that one, pops it up. Another tough play in the outfield. McKinney can't find it. It drops in front of him. Trey Lipscomb gets to third, stays there. And you see the outfielders having all kinds of trouble with the sun. And you can tell it's something when you have guys like that. The ball goes up and they put their arms up, basically saying, I have no idea where that is. And we've seen that 2 plays now in the 5th. And as you mentioned, Jordan, is around the time of day when it gets real tricky and they have to pay closer attention to the contact of the ball.
Yeah, you just feel bad for Chris Torres now. And it's not necessarily the outfielder's fault. They don't know where the ball is. They're trying to find it. But at the end of the day, that's a play that should be made. And it's a player that puts stress on the arm of Chris Torres to get out of a jam like this. All around, an ugly inning for the Conejo Oaks.
Andre Antonio for 2 today. Up to the plate as he takes the first pitch low, 1-0. So far this inning, the Riptide 2 runs, only 1 hit, and 2 errors. Started off with 1 out. Carson Matthews walked.
They've actually ruled both of those hits, Zach. Which
Really?
I'm not sure I agree with, but both have been ruled hits.
I got to change my scorebook. As the 1-0 misses, and it's 2-0. I'm not sure how those are hits, but it's not my decision. As the 2-0 is low, and it's 3-0 to Andre Antone. So the Riptide runners in the corners. Dylan Rock at first. Trey Lipscomb, who delivered a clutch 2-run double to untie this game. Antone takes 3-0 high, and that's a 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. Still 1 out. And Max Ferguson, who already has a double today. 1 for 2. That double came in the 2nd.
Max Ferguson.
Now up with an opportunity to break this game wide open. And here it is, Jordan, the Riptide barrage that comes so often.
Well, it's been bad so far. Another hit here, it's a disaster. But still only a 2-run game. You got to keep that in perspective. A hit here would be just disheartening.
The first pitch in misses. That's 5 straight balls thrown by Chris Torres. Already 2 walks in this inning, in addition to the 3 hits. And that one is shot foul to the right side, and it's 1-1.
And it's been stuff like this that Oaks pitchers have dealt with all year. And you can criticize the bullpen for not showing up in certain spots. But at the same time, it's not like the defense has backed up the relief pitching. It's not like the offense has given the bullpen insurance runs to work with.
That one shot up the middle. Nice play by Gomez. He tries to turn 2, 4 to 6 to 3. Not in time. Max Ferguson barely gets to first. And that scores a run. So Max Ferguson, an RBI single, barely beating the throw from Will Pickett's. So they get 1 out. It'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice. And an RBI for Max Ferguson as Trey Lipscomb comes in to score.
That was very close to being the slickest double play we've seen the Oaks turn all summer. Gomez, a great play at second to just give Pickett a chance to throw out Ferguson at first. Cut the ball off in the 3-4 hole and threw a dart to Pickett's covering second. A terrific play.
Now Antonio Cruz, who's 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging in the first, walked in the 4th, takes the first pitch outside, and it's 1-0. 3 runs in the frame for the Riptide. As Max Ferguson is running, he gets caught in a pickle. The throw from Kamiko, not in time as Castro applies the tag. Max Ferguson slides back safely into first. Still runners in the corners. Now a 2-0 count from Torres to Cruz. Dylan Rock still at third. Speedy Dylan Rock. As the 2-0 is in and swung on and missed by Cruz. Max Ferguson at first with an RBI single.
That was a pissed off fastball by Chris Torres right there.
Giving up 3 runs. With some help from the sun, I would be too. Cruz lines that one in between. Odekirk and Pickett's. Rock comes in to score. Ferguson slides into third and he's out. Lima with a laser beam from left. Gets Magus Ferguson at third, but a run comes in to score on an RBI single from Antonio Cruz. So the Riptide coming into the inning. The bottom of the frame tied 1-1. Put up 4 runs on 5 hits. No errors. And they leave a runner stranded on base. Take a 5-1 lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning. You see the Oaks come back right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jacob Castro sporting a 2 for 2 today so far. Up in the top of the 6th, Devin Sartorius still out, as there is a Riptide warming up in the bullpen. The first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. So the Riptide put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Some help from the hometown sun. A couple fly balls as Castro pops one up. In his center field, Peabody coming over, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Ryan Yamashiro, who's 0 for 2 today. Now coming up.
How about number 32, Ryan Yamashiro?
So Castro now 2 for 3 today. The lone RBI for the Oaks. And as you mentioned, Jordan, I think you want to do as much damage right now against Sartorius as you can. He's only gone 6 innings or more one time this season. You don't want to get into that bullpen still down 5-1 as Yamashiro fouls the first one off. A hard hit ground ball to the Riptide dugout. It's 0-1.
And I think you're right about that, Zach, and I'll tell you why. You get a new start time. You're playing in the heat, a mid-July heat. It's a little bit tougher to come back when the sun's out, as that ball is low and inside to put the count at 1-1. It's a little bit harder to come back from a deficit when it's hot outside and you got to drink a bunch of water and you just want to go inside than it is, in a night game where there's cool breeze.
As that one misses outside. It's 2-1. And I think we've seen that the Riptide may be a little more accustomed to this. We've seen Peabody handle a lot of plays in the outfield that the Oaks have handled poorly. He's found them all. The outfielders rock as well. Whereas Sandoval and McKinney lost a couple as Yamashiro puts a shot into that one into left. But it's caught. Gotten to by the left fielder, Antonio Cruz. For the second out of the inning, 2 flyouts to start this frame for Sartorius. And he's 1 out away from getting through 6 one-run innings.
And you can see the strategy from both teams. Swing early, swing often. I mean, outside of Michael Peabody, who's put up some great at-bats today, most guys are swinging at everything. They're trying to get the ball in play, and it's been a quick game.
It's the two leadoff hitters, Lima and Peabody. Both 3 for 3. As that one is outside, and it's 1-0. Raul Sandoval 0 for 2. Flew out to center in the second. Grounded into a 4-3 putout to open the fourth. He's up here. 2 outs as that one's in there for a strike. 1-1.
Seen Raul lay off the off-speed pitch so much better than he has been the last couple of weeks, and that alone has just sparked a run for him.
The 1-1 in there for a strike, 1-2. And he talked about the help, how much help he got from Cody Rimmer, Mike Sosha. Took him a little bit of time to recognize what was wrong with his swing. He kept saying, I know I can get to it. I can get to the strike, or I can get to the curveball low. And he figured out, no, I need to change my swing. As the 1-2 is low, he holds off, and it's 2-2.
Well, when you're getting low and you're getting wider like Raul has, it just gives you that extra second to identify the spin on the pitch, to identify what's coming at you. When you're so upright and narrow, you got to lunge for everything.
That's not how you get hits as he takes 3-2 in the dirt. Good eye, and it's a full count. The Oaks with a run in the top of the third. And as you mentioned, Jordan, not much else besides Nico Lima. Sandoval pops that one up. High. The right fielder Rock coming in, makes the play. That's Sartorius. 3 batters, gets 3 flyouts. 1 to center, 1 to left, and 1 to right. The Oaks go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left. They trail 5-1. As we head into the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll see if it's Chris Torres, although it looks like it might be Aaron Suval coming out of the pen. You'll see it all right here in Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Eric Pagani, the catcher, leading off the bottom of the 6th as we got a little more information on the events of last inning. First pitch in from the new pitcher, Kyle Nickel, grounded to Ramon Gomez, picks it up smoothly, tosses it over to Castro for the first out of the inning. So Kyle Nickel gets the first out quickly. Chris Torres had 1 inning, 4 hits, as our understanding is from Coach Lee's. The first error, or the first hit, which was Michael Peabody, was an error on the center fielder, Raul Sandoval. The second fly ball that was dropped was, in fact, a hit. So 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. A tough outing for Chris Torres. Hopefully Kyle Nick can pick up the pieces. Daniel Jung, who came in last inning for Blake Fidel, recorded the first out on F7 as he takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Kyle Nickel this season for the Oaks. 9 innings pitched as the 1-0 is swung on. Flown out into center. Sandoval gets a hold of that one, backs up, makes the catch as he takes a last-second step back to secure it for the second out of the inning. So Kyle Nickel, a quick 2 outs as he gets to the bottom of the order, and Carson Matthews. Getting to his stats, Kyle Nickel, 9 innings pitched. He's allowed 10 runs, 7 of them earned for a 6.73 ERA. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 14 hits allowed. For the sidewinder as the first pitch is outside and it's 1-0. Nickel, that one misses and it's 2-0. The Oaks in danger of losing their second in a row. After a win against the Blues a couple days ago, 4-1, as that one from Matthews is grounded to the shortstop. Picked up, fired over to first. Castro stretches to make the catch. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Nickel. The Riptide go down in order. 7, 8, 9 hitters. And it's still 5-1 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. For the Oaks, it'll be Ramon Gomez, Will Pickett, and Zach Kamenko. You'll see it all right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Justin Lewis, the new pitcher from Texas Tech, replacing Devin Sartorius. Leading off top of the inning is Ramon Gomez, and for play-by-play for the remainder of the game, it's Jordan Brenner. Jordan.
Thank you, Zach. Ramon Gomez takes a strike. You mentioned the new pitcher, Justin Lewis. Teammates with Carson Carter at Texas Tech, the left-handed pitcher. And the next pitch grounded foul to the left side. It's 0-2. Replaces Devin Sartorius, who went 5 innings of 1-run ball and struck out 3, while surrendering 5 hits. Justin Lewis announced he was going to go play ball at Texas Tech May of 2018. This one skied down the left field line. This one is foul. And the count is still 0-2. for Lewis this summer. He hasn't been particularly impressive. "12 1/3 innings, a 5.11 ERA with 5 strikeouts, and he's walked 10. Gomez grounds one hard up the middle. Shortstop Matthews spins and throws in time to first to get Gomez by a few steps. One gone.
Number 6, Will Pickett.
So 6-3, and now it's Will Pickett's up. In today's game, Will Pickett's is 0 for 2, a pop-up, a ground out to third. Shows bunt, can't get it. And it's 0-1 as he fouls that one off. Orange County, their second southpaw today. They know something we don't. As the 0-1 misses in. 1-1. The Oaks have struggled against left-handed pitching this year despite being righty dominant. But then again, the Riptide, their lefties aren't your prototypical lefties. Grounded foul, the count's 1-2. Like we've talked about, Zach, this is a bullpen that isn't just good at the top, but they're good top to bottom.
You talk about a guy coming out in the 7th inning, coming in from Texas Tech. Dominant program. That's a good arm to have.
The 1-2 home. Taken low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 3rd straight day with a game for the Conejo Oaks. They'll be playing games all weekend long as we quickly approach the finish line of the 2019 summer season. Swing, lifted right side down the line, and it is fair. Will Pickett rounds first. He's going for 2. Dylan Rock throws it in, and a stand-up double for Will Pickett with 1 out in the 7th. The Oaks have a runner in scoring position.
Number 7, Zach Conejo.
It's a little dink and dunk offense for the Oaks. Perfectly placed for Will Pickett. The Oaks definitely earned that one after we saw a number of those for the Orange County Riptide in the 5th inning. And now it's Zach Kamenko's turn. He'll look to get his first hit today. He's 0 for 2. Takes high. It's 1-0.
Only a couple times today have the Oaks had runners in scoring position. They had it twice in the 1st. Nico Lima was caught stealing, and then Castro was left on. And then in the 3rd inning, they got Nico Lima across, and Tyler Odekirk was retired, still at 2nd. So for around the 4th time today, the first time since the 3rd, see if they can take advantage.
Kamenko takes the 1-0, and now it's 2-0. A similarly located fastball high. So you figure the Oaks can get a couple here, stay close. Maybe they can really put a run together in the 8th or 9th inning. And if you're an Oaks follower, you probably tend to believe that would be in the 9th. Fastball called a strike. It's 2-1.
That has been the formula this year. Some errors defensively, go down, stay stagnant, and then come alive in the 9th.
Kamenko fouls this one way up in the air and foul behind us, 2-2. The elimination number is 2. So any Oaks loss, that number goes down. And any win for the Arroyo Seco Saints, that number also goes down. So theoretically, the Oaks could be eliminated today with an Arroyo Seco win and an Oaks loss. Kamenko nubs this one to 2nd, charging Fadul on the run. He throws to 1st to get the catcher. 4-3, 2 gone. We'll have for you the entirety of the CCL postseason. And if you're an Oaks fan, maybe the Oaks won't get there, but still an opportunity to see these young men play in intense environments and in big-time games. Trent McKinney swings and misses. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, and he's behind 0-1 here. The playoffs this year, Zax, sorry to interrupt you, as wide open a field as I can remember. So many good teams, good rivalries this year. Runner goes from second. Pitch gets away from Begani, and stopping at third is Pickett's on the wild pitch. Look at how a team like the Foresters would match up against a Riptide offense like this. What a matchup that would be.
Looks like that might be the championship game that we're going to get, possibly.
Slow breaking ball. McKinney badly fooled. Cuts through it. It's 1-2. And now let's see where Justin Lewis goes into his bag of tricks. 2 gone, a 1-2 count. Pickett's on third. The southpaw peers in for his sign, decides and offers. Another breaking ball. Gets away from Begani. Pickett jogs in and scores. And the Oaks are within 3. 5-2 Orange County. 2 consecutive wild pitches. And Will Pickett scores after doubling down the line.
You like to see that manufacturing runs. It's a nice piece of hitting. Good double, some good base running. Score a run.
Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs. McKinney couldn't get it. And he's down on strikes. That's a hat trick of Ks for McKinney. And we're through 6.5, 5-2. The Oaks get a run on a hit. No errors, none left. Bottom 7 and the top of the order when we return on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Connor Obie is pinch hitting for Michael Peabody to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. It's pronounced Obie, even though it's spelled Aube, A-U-B-E. And I'm being honest with you, it's not honest Aube. Not my best, as that one swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
Obie like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That one works. 0-1 turns to 1-1. Fastball a little bit in tight. Connor Obie, 181. Towering foul ball, left side, out of play. 1-2. This one lands in the grass area along the left field line where a few youngsters are enjoying a picnic. At least it looks like a picnic. Maybe that's just lunchtime in my brain.
Yeah, it's 2:10.
Foul back to the screen again. Count still 1-2. Connor Obie, 181. 9 singles, 2 doubles, a triple. 8 RBIs. Hope you're enjoying some afternoon baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Oaks and Riptide, 5-2. Swinging a high fly ball to deep left field. Chases Lima back. Backpedaling near the track makes the catch. One away here in the 7th. Lima doing a good job just locating that ball in the sun today. Zach, that's already been a problem, certainly for the Oaks, but the Riptide have also struggled with that too.
What came in the 5th inning, they've seemed to recover from that Raul Sandoval. Took a better route on the ball last inning, made a play. Hopefully it was just those couple occurrences.
Swing and a miss from Trey Lipscomb. It's on 1. Lipscomb is 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double his last time up in the 5th. By the way, Michael Peabody finishes the game 2 for 2 with a walk. Little sprinkler ground ball right in front of the mound. Kyle Nickel throws it up the line away into right field. It's cut off by McKinney in the corner. He throws back into the infield, but not before. Lipscomb is aboard second base. That'll be error number 3 for the Conejo Oaks today, and it'll be on the pitcher, Kyle Nickel.
From UT San Antonio, number 22, Dylan Rock.
Dylan Rock an RBI chance here. He's also had a good game, 2 for 3. An infield single in a bag, stolen in the 4th, and a hard single to right field. Actually not too hard, just a little flare to right field and a run scored in the 5th. The righty takes a strike. Nothing in 1. Last time the Oaks played an afternooner here in Orange County, it was pizza as the lunch on the bus ride back towards Thousand Oaks.
Sorry, I remember that. Pizza.
0-1. Fouled off. And it's 0-2. Kyle Nickel, obviously the submariner. Tough to pick up in any conditions, but certainly tough with the sunlight out.
Jordan, I know you had some pizza last night. What kind of pizza did you get?
Oh, just straight cheese. Not trying to do anything too complicated.
It sounds pretty good right now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a slider away. Dylan Rock down on 3 pitches. 2 gone in the 7th. On Kyle Nichols' first strikeout of the ball game. Two away in the 7th. Who's 0 for 2 with a walk his last time up in the 5th inning. No action in the Oaks bullpen. This is Kyle Nichols' inning. The submariner starts Antone off with a strike on the outside corner. And he's starting to get into a groove on the mound. Not taking too much time between each pitch. Readies again in a good rhythm with Kamenko. Checks the runner, the 0-1. Swing and a fly ball to shallow left field. Nico Lima to his right makes the catch to retire the side. A good inning for Kyle Nickel. No runs, no hits, an error. A runner left in scoring position. 5-2 through 7. The Riptide have the advantage. The Oaks try to change that when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Back here for the top of the 8th inning. And for Conejo, it is the leadoff hitter, Nico Lima, hitting. Lima rockets one right through the middle. A 4-hit performance. Casually. Man, oh man, what a pleasure it is to watch Nico Lima go about his business on a daily basis. 4 more hits today.
Sadly, the rest of the order has failed to pick him up today. Jacob Castro with a couple hits, including an RBI early on. Will Pickets with a double, but the rest of the order has gone hitless today.
Justin Lewis against Tyler Odekirk now. The lefty offers. Overhand pitch is low as Odekirk tries to bunt Lima over. Unsuccessful, and he pulls back. It's 1-0. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Orange County Riptide. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. The difference in this ball game, a 4-run 5th for the Riptide. Throw over to first. Lima almost picked off, but he gets back in standing up. Without that 5th inning, if you put away those fly balls, Zach, the Oaks could be winning this game. And now the 1-0 is taken again. It's 2-0.
I also look back to the first inning. Nico Lima led off the game with a single. Got to second on a pass ball. He was caught stealing in between second and third, but Jacob Castro had a single later that inning. If he doesn't get caught stealing, that single scores a run. They take a 1-0 lead. You take away those runs as well in the 5th.
Lima back on another pickoff attempt. Justin Lewis. He's got a really good move over to first. Kind of whips it sidearm. A little bit like Julio Urias from the Dodgers, who's known to be one of the better pickoff move pitchers in the league. 2-0 misses, and now it's 3-0.
I mean, the game is to get it over from the mound to first as quickly as you can, and that limits the motion where you just have to barely turn and hit the sidearm.
Odekirk walks, and a 4-pitch walk issued by Justin Lewis. The Oaks have 2 runners on, and they'll bring the tying run to the plate in Jacob Castro.
Now number 24, Jacob Castro.
So a little momentum here in the 8th inning. Let's see if the Oaks can capitalize. Still nobody out in the inning, and a good part of the order to have up. Castro, Yamashiro, and the hot swinging Raul Sandoval, the next 3 up. Castro's 2 for 3 with 2 singles, one of which was an RBI knock in the 3rd. Lefty versus lefty, and low and away on a breaking pitch, 1-0. 2:19 p.m. in Orange County, got going just past the noon hour. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Not the biggest crowd here for Orange County Gray Park, but the last time the Oaks came down to Orange County, they played 2 games here in a row. Next pitch misses in. It's now 2-1 to Castro. The first game also an afternooner like we have today, and they didn't draw a big crowd for that one. The next night, though, a much better crowd for a more normal start around 6 o'clock. 2-1 pitch. Castro swings, is jammed, and fouls it off. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Plenty of speed for the Oaks to work with on the base paths. Let's see if Coach Mark Fitzgerald at third or Coach Cody Raymer at first have something up their sleeves. Lima, a big lead. The 2-2 in the dirt. And a nice block by Bigani. And the count's full.
It's like Peyton Ebel's up. The Oaks bullpen.
Full count. Big spot in this game. Oaks trying to come back. The 3-2 is tapped in front of home. This could be a base hit. Pagani's only plays to first, and he throws to Daniel Jung covering for the first out. Sacrifice executed as Odekirk goes to second and Lima goes to third.
It wasn't intentional, but it basically serves, as you mentioned, a sacrifice bunt, forcing them to go to first, get the runners over. And you have Ryan Yamashiro, who's been one of the RBI leaders for the Oaks this season, has come through with some big hits for them. Now up 2 runners in the scoring position as the tying run. It's a guy you want to have up in this spot.
Yamashiro has 12 RBIs on the summer, which is 3rd on the roster. The righty takes outside 1-0. Some defensive changes for the Riptide in this inning. Daniel Jung is in for Andre Antone at first. Trey Lipscomb at second for Blake Fadul, who's out of the game. Swing and a miss for Yamashiro. It's a 1-1 count. Carson Matthews is still at shortstop. And Andre Antone moves from first to third to replace Lipscomb. A ball, a strike, and out 2 on. The pitch is outside. 2 balls, a strike to Yamashiro. He's looking for something in that neutral zone, Zach. He has power to both sides. A homer to left field in San Luis Obispo and right field in Pasadena. And now he takes a strike. The count's evened up at 2.
I mean, anything would be good here, but I'm thinking something into the gap.
Yeah, big gap in right center field with Dylan Rock shaded towards the line. The right fielder. Infield playing deep. Swing and a fly ball. This one to deep center field. Peabody on the run. He makes the catch. Lima will score from third. Odekirk to third. It's 5-3. The Oaks score a run on a sacrifice fly. And Ryan Yamashiro has RBI number 13 on the season. Nico Lima scores his 2nd run today.
Lima 4 for 4, 4 singles, 2 runs, a stolen base. And Yamashiro adds an RBI.
Filling up the stat sheet. Clemente Medina has seen enough from Justin Lewis. He'll make a change, and we'll send it to a break. Get you the new pitcher and Lewis's final line on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Back here for the top of the 8th inning. Big spot for the Conejo Oaks. Raul Sandoval represents the tying run in a 5-3 game. Andrew Davis from Texas Tech replaces his teammate from Texas Tech, Justin Lewis, who went 1 2/3 innings of 1-run ball, gave up 2 hits, walked a batter, and struck out a batter. And the first pitch is a called strike to Raul Sandoval. He's 0 for 3 today, though he's been swinging the bat better. He's barreled it up today with his flyouts, both in the 2nd and 6th innings. Let's see if he can come up with a big hit here with Odekirk on 3rd. The next pitch, called a strike. He's behind 0-2. Andrew Davis has not been especially good this year. 7.58 is the ERA in 11 2/3 innings of work. 0-2. He comes set. He looks for a sign for Bigani. Trying to get his team to the 9th. The pitch swung on. It's in the air to the right side, and it is out of play into the brush right near the Oaks bullpen. Still 0-2. Sandoval fighting to stay alive here.
He's been swinging the bat better. This would be the spot to punctuate the run that he's been on, tying this game or even bringing them 1 run closer.
So top of the 8th inning, the 0-2 pitch. Sandoval lays off a tough pitch high above the zone on a fastball, 1-2. This Riptide bullpen not as dominant as they once were. Merritt Krause, who is their go-to reliever, signed a contract with the Danville Braves, an affiliate of the Braves. The 1-2, check swing, did he go? He didn't, says our first base umpire. 2-2. Odekirk walked. Lima's already across in this inning after he singled for his 4th hit today. Called strike 3, that one right down the middle, and Raul Sandoval strikes out looking to end at the top of the 8th inning. But the Oaks get another run back. They're 2nd in 2 innings. They do it on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on 3rd. 5-3 Riptide as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Stay with us. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, and the Orange County Riptide have the new hitter Max Ferguson. He's been busy today. Though he's 1 for 3, he's reached twice, including a double to right center in the 2nd inning. He was later retired on a 1-4-5-6 caught stealing. 4-6 fielder's choice he reached in the 5th. That was also an RBI. Kyle Nickel, the Oaks pitcher, he's still in the game. It's the 3rd arm Coach Solis has used today. The side armor throws, and his pitch is outside, 1-0. Peyton Ebel working in the Oaks bullpen. The 1-0 home. Ferguson takes a strike. It's 1-1. The Oaks trying to keep this game at a 2-run deficit. They've had a pretty good day on offense with runs in the 3rd, 8th, 7th, and 8th. They'll need 2 in the 9th or more if the Riptide score here to extend this game. 1 ball, 1 strike, still nobody out. The pitch outside, 2-1. Been a sloppy game, 2 errors apiece. And you could make the argument that the Oaks should have 3 or 4 errors today. Pitch is rounded to first. Castro's got it. He calls off nickel and takes it to the bag for the first out.
22.
Now back from the University of Miami, number 7, Chad Crosby.
Chad Crosby's turn. He's pinch hitting for Antonio Cruz, who finishes the day 1 for 2 with a single. Crosby wears number 7 for the OC Riptide. He's hitting .265 with 8 singles, 4 doubles, and a home run. He's also driven in 7. Meeting on the mound between Cameco and Nickel. Figuring out their signs. Pretty empty ballpark today, but the fans in attendance enjoying a nice sunny day with a cool breeze.
It's a perfect day for some baseball, Jordan. This is what summer's about. Baseball, apple pie, hot dogs,
Where do
all
you
that
see
good
the
stuff.
apple pie?
Oh, I'm just really hungry. I'm just thinking about food.
I don't see hot dogs or apple pie.
It's more like summer, not that it's here. It's just those are things that I eat during the summer.
Low and away on a fastball. All right, tell yourself what you need to stay in this game. You got my hopes up, though.
Oh, you were looking around for some hot dogs and apple pie?
Searching for the apple pie. There's a strike on the outside corner, a ball and a strike now. They do have lovely water fountains here. Don't see much other food, though. 1-1 is lifted to the left side and foul. Ball, 2 strikes. Kyle Nicola has just come into this game. He's kept the Oaks right where they need to be after the 4-run 5th with 2 scoreless innings. And the Oaks have clawed their way back. He's just pounding the zone at this point.
Hasn't allowed a hit, hasn't allowed a walk. The only base runner came on an error on a hard hit ground ball.
Next pitch ripped down the right field side. This one is in the corner, a fair ball. Broadcasters jinx at its finest. Crosby in at second with a stand-up double.
I'll take the fall for that one. That was on me.
Though there is no rule that says you have to, what I'm trying to say is you can't, there's no rule against saying that a pitcher hasn't given up a hit if the no-hitter is already.
And you can't avoid the facts. I mean, that's the tough thing is, we have to say the facts. I mean, things are going to happen regardless, but it is pretty uncanny the way it unfolds.
I mean, the next pitch.
I wasn't even done with the sentence. It was in the middle of the pitch, and he was doing it.
It's just how it works sometimes. Eric Bugani is going to be pinch hit for. It's going to be Chris Aubert, the new hitter, and he takes. That one's a strike. It's 0-1. Chris Aubert, 161. His 5 hits this summer have all been singles. Crosby off of second. That pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2.
And here we go again. The OC Riptide when their lineup is at its finest. Already 4 batters pinch hit for, include some of their best: Michael Peabody, Blake Fadul, Antonio Cruz, and Chad Crosby came in a double.
Winds and fires the 0-2. Swinging a fly ball to deep left field and chases Lima back towards the gap. He makes the catch while backpedaling and throws from his back foot to the cutoff man Pickett's in the outfield. Out number 2 here in the 8th. I think it's safe to say this is one of the hotter games the Oaks have played in this summer. And that's mostly because this has been a cooler summer, but also because the Oaks haven't played too many day games this summer. Most have been 4 or 5 o'clock starts where by the time it's 4 or 5, the weather's cooled down. Daniel Jung's going to be issued an intentional walk, and the Oaks will now pitch to Carson Matthews. Coach Silvese knows better than anyone how much of an Oak killer Daniel Jung is. Just decides to put 4 up for him.
And you talk about the respect. I think only 1 or 2 times this summer the Oaks have intentionally walked somebody. Daniel Jung, you see, runner on second. He's just trying to stay in the game, hanging on for dear life, really, at this point.
So Carson Matthews, the shortstop, will hit with 2 on and 2 out. Righty-righty matchup as well. Probably factored in. Slider away. It's 1-0.
You know, I was thinking back, the only other day game that I can remember that was this hot was, it was the first game that we were in Santa Barbara, one of the first away games of the season. I think it was the second away game of the season, first weekend, and we had a pretty tough spot there as well.
Swing and a miss at the 1-0. It's 1-1. Yeah, no tables for that broadcast, which I will say is not the worst. Those aren't the worst conditions I've broadcasted in. We have done lap broadcasts before.
You do what you got to do.
1-1. That's a nice pitch on the lower outer half. 1-2. Framed well by Kamenko. Nickel trying to get through his 3rd scoreless inning. They are 2 on. On first, Daniel Jung was intentionally walked. On second, Chad Crosby doubled off the bench. Here's the pitch away. The count is 2-2. Two on, 2 out, 2-2 count in a 2-run game. Right past the 2 o'clock hour. Here's the pitch. Grounded outside the third base bag. It's foul. Sure, you get so many 2s. Only thing missing was the 2nd inning.
And if it was 2:22,
that would have been cool too.
See what you did there.
Run it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nickel steps off and looks Crosby back to second. All right, let's rev up the engine once more. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Nickel comes set at the belt. He collects and offers. The pitch is called. Strike 3. A beautiful pitch at the knees. And Kyle Nickel has come out dealing today. 3 scoreless innings out of the pen. He strikes out his 2nd batter of the game. And he gets Carson Matthews looking to strand 2 runners on base. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 left on. The Oaks will need 2 runs to keep this ball game alive. We'll tell the story to you when we come back for the top of the 9th inning on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Oaks have Ramon Gomez. They'll need 2 runs to extend this ball game to the bottom of the 9th inning. The new pitcher is Tanner King, who is 1 for 1 in save opportunities this summer. One of 6 Riptide members who have saves this summer. First pitch low to Gomez. Leading the team is Merrick Krause. He's 6 for 6 in save opportunities, but he was signed by the Danville Brave and is no longer with the team. The 1-0 to Gomez is called a strike. It's 1-1 now. Gomez is 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a fly out to right. Even though King is 1 for 1 in save opportunities, he hasn't been particularly impressive this summer. He has an ERA above 6 at 6.10. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. It's 1-2. He's done that in 20 2/3. 14 earned runs over that stretch. Gomez puts a charge into one into right center field. This one's back. It's down and up against the wall. Gomez hustling around first. A leadoff double in the top of the 9th inning, and the Oaks have the tying runner to the plate. Some 9th inning magic. That's something we're used to. We'll see if the Oaks can put a cap on a comeback.
Will Pickett's already with a double today. His last time up in the 7th, if he is batting, is not pinch hit for. If he does it again here, it's a 1-run ball game with a runner still in scoring position. Big at-bat for Will Pickett, who's been good as of late. A couple RBIs the other day.
Dunked a double into right field down the line his last time up and scored on a wild pitch. Tanner King, some early stress. His pitch is called a strike. Andrew Davis went 1 inning and gave up a run on a hit and struck out a batter while walking 1. 0-1 to Will Pickett's. And the pitch in is low and outside. 1-1 from Tanner King. To put it in perspective how impressive that stat is, that 6 different Riptide members have saves this summer. The Oaks only have 1, and he only has 4 saves. Swinging a chopper. It's 1-2 now.
Some of that has to do with a lot of their losses, but also basically half of their wins this season have come on walk-offs. So no real opportunities. So in that case, that's why Rickaman also has several wins. Not much of a save opportunity there.
Today, if it goes to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Marshall Denton getting the call. Now the 1-2 pitch. Pickett's number, jam shot into foul territory. Daniel Chung makes the catch up against the fence that guards the Oaks bullpen. 1 away on a nice play by the off-the-bench first baseman. So the Oaks have 2 outs to work with, and here comes the clutch swinging Zach Kamenko, who has been a doubles machine this summer. In fact, almost half of his hits have been doubles. He has 5 doubles out of 11 hits. The others have been singles. Runner on second and out. Kamenko takes high. It's 1-0.
And it looks like Big Bailey Holbrook in the on-deck circle. Looks like he'll be pinch hitting for McKinney.
Yeah, you don't often see managers pull the home run card, but that's exactly what Coach Solis is doing.
Lefty on right. He's better from the left side. Big bat.
Absolutely. He's the pop guy off of the bench, no doubt about it. The 1-0 home. Kamenko takes low and away. It's 2-1. And behind him would be the leadoff hitter, Nico Lima, who has acted like a leadoff hitter, but we know he's got some pop there too with 3 home runs, a team high on the season.
He hasn't had any opportunities lately leading off with runners on base or in scoring position.
So the 2-0 to Kamenko, and he fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls a strike. It's been a quick ball game so far. We're under 3 hours. But if the Oaks complete the comeback, we could be in for a long one. We'd be more than happy if that were the occurrence, though.
Got all day.
The pitcher sets, offers the 2-1, swing and a miss. A snap throw to second, gets into center field, and Ramon Gomez goes to third. So a challenge throw by Bigani, the catcher, and the risk doesn't pay off. He just throws it into center field, and the Oaks get a free 90 feet. And now they're 90 feet away from home and 90 feet away from splitting the lead in half. 5-3 our score. 2-2 to Kamenko. Gomez, who doubled, is on third. Tanner King looking for his second save of the summer. Ground ball to third. That's a fair ball fielded by Antone. He goes to first. The throw pulls Jung off the bag. Gomez scores. And the tying run is now on base on Andre Antone's second error today. Hold on, they just... Yeah, Cameco is still safe. Coach Solis is going to pinch run Steele Ledford off the bench. And the Oaks have plenty of speed on first with still only one out in the inning.
Sometimes you need a little luck in there. A couple errors on a wild throw. A couple wild throws, one by the catcher by the third baseman, and all of a sudden, only one out, speed on the base paths, and Holbrook up.
Holbrook swings and misses at an off-speed pitch buried. It's 0-1. He's trying to break a long offer. A long offer that has ranged into the 20s.
Right now would be the time.
Trent McKinney finishes 0 for 3 with a hat trick of Ks. Holbrook early for that pitch. Foul tips it behind home. It's 0-2. Nico Lima is on deck. So the one disastrous result here for the Oaks would be a double play. You got to let Nico Lima swing the bat. He's 4 for 4 today. Ledford is back at first. Jung holds the tag, hoping that Ledford's hands pop up. But Ledford does a nice job hanging on for dear life. The 0-2 to Holbrook. The lefty swings and grounds one to the right side, foul. Many Oaks are anxiously watching. Coach Joe hanging on the railing, watching every pitch. Coach Solis was on the top step of the dugout. Big spot for the Oaks, trying to steal a win here in Orange County. Come back from what was a 5-1 deficit. This one swung on, a base hit into right field. Ledford around second is held. Nico Lima will hit. Bailey Holbrook has broken his offer with a clutch single to right field.
Just about the perfect spot. How sweet that is for Bailey. Not only breaking the offer, but getting on base. And he is, Bailey Holbrook, the winning run. Although it looks like he'll be pinch hit for. Alex Briggs coming in.
Yeah, pinch running is Briggs. So Holbrook does his job. 2 on. The winning run, or the go-ahead run, I should say, is on first with Marshall Denton warming. Nico Lima, the hitter. Tanner King sets and offers. Lima late for a fastball, fouls it off the screen. Tyler Odekirk is on deck in the 2-hole. And even though Nico Lima leads off, he's asked to be the RBI man he has been all summer. He leads this team with 18 RBIs. Number 19 would tie this game. Swing and a miss. Behind 0-2 to Tanner King. Breeze out to right field. King gets his sign, peers into Begani, who's laying down the sign to the right hand. Ledford's off second. He pinch ran for Zach Cameco. Alex Briggs on first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Tanner King reaches back and throws a fastball by Nico Lima. He finishes the day, unless this game moves on to extras, 4 for 5. But in the big spot, he strikes out swinging. Final hope, Tyler Odekirk. He's been a pretty good RBI guy, too. He's 0 for 3 today, though he's reached twice. Once on an error by the third baseman and once on a base on balls. His last time up in the 8th. King offers. Odekirk takes a strike. So now it's 0-1. 2 gone, top of the 9th, 5-4 ball game. Both teams with 9 hits and 2 errors. A breaking ball is low, and counts evened up at 1. It's been a slugfest today, and I don't mean a high-scoring contest, but a battle between 2 teams who don't want to lose, who are giving it their all. 1-1, 2 outs, 2 on. Another breaking ball, the third in a row to Odekirk. He lays off, and it's a hitter's count, 2-1.
Also a game that has been messy defensively. Lots of base running errors as well. 2 errors for the Oaks, 4 for the Riptide.
That's right, 4 for the Riptide. Pitch to Odekirk is just a bit low. 3-1 on a borderline pitch that is called in favor of the road team. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs, 2 on. Odekirk waves his bat. King collects and checks the runner. Here's his pitch. High and tight. Odekirk walks, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position as Jacob Castro, who has 2 hits today, will come up in a big spot. Bases juiced.
It doesn't get much better than this, Jordan. Down a run, bases loaded, your number 3 hitter up to the plate, trying to stay alive and stay in playoff contention. This is baseball at its best.
Ledford on third. Briggs on second. Odekirk on first. Swing and a drive into left field. A diving catch. Antonio Cruz calls game. Lays out in the gap and robs the Oaks of what would have been a go-ahead RBI single. This game is over in the top of the 9th inning. The Oaks crawl back, runs into 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. They fall 1 run short and lose this one 5-4 to the Riptide. One of the better games we've seen this year, Zach, but it doesn't go the Oaks' way. Still, a nice way to spend your Thursday afternoon.
You know, watching that game, all I'm doing is thinking back to the Oaks faced the Foresters at home. They had 2 runners on, down by 2, a line drive shot to center field by Ramon Gomez, a diving catch in center by Eric Kennedy to win the game, secure it, save at least a tie game, possibly the Oaks winning that game in the bottom of the 9th. And here today against the Riptide, 2nd place in the CCL, saving the game with a great diving catch in left by Chad Crosby. With the bases loaded, that would have certainly given them the lead, if not 3 runs. And you just chalk it up to, you can't hit any better than that, in the gap in left. An amazing play on a day when defense has been at a premium, Jordan.
What a game it was. The Riptide, they get another CCL win. That's their 20th of the summer. They further cement themselves as the number 2 seed in the Southern Division of the CCL. And the Oaks, well, they get another loss, and that's been the story. Close losses, the comeback bid comes just a little bit short. They move to 12 and 21 on the summer, but they show quite a bit of fight here in Orange County. Join us again tomorrow, where we'll have the Oaks and Foresters for the final time this season. A 4:30 start for Thousand Oaks. And then Saturday, back on the road against the Slow Blues. Everybody made this broadcast possible. The Oaks and Coach Elise, the Riptide interns for making our stay so wonderful. We are the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. On production, Emily Hilsinger. Color today, Zach Egbert. I'm Jordan Brenner signing off. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon.